Hi, it's Jeff Caliguire, and I am going to talk to you starting today on 3 days to unlock the work that you love. Now you might ask, why 3 days? Can you really do that in 3 days? And I am somebody who spent a long time in my life trying to figure out what was the work I loved and then how did I engage that. And so what I've come to believe is that it doesn't need to take that long. It doesn't need to be something where you go off and you take a whole new career and try that out, or it takes months and months, but that it really can be a shortened, focused process if you have the right process. And so 3 days is going to be 3 videos. So for the next 3 days, I want you to step back from your life and really focus on asking the question, how do I engage the work that I love? And my job will be to help guide you through this process. So first, let me talk about something that I love doing. I love hiking with my dogs in the woods. And now I live in Colorado, so there's also mountains around. So a couple weeks ago, I was walking with the dogs and decided that I would go and just climb that mountain over there. So I started heading for that mountain and found a road that went there, and then just parked on the side of the road and started hiking. And as I'm hiking, I am just pulling myself through these prickers and bushes and stepping over rocks. And the dogs are trying to figure out, what are you doing, dude? And as I'm doing that, I suddenly notice a voice coming from about 20 yards to my left. And someone goes, "Hey, good morning." And I watched 3 hikers go walking right by me. And I'm sitting there thinking, I have been walking this whole time, struggling. And yet there's this path that these people can walk on. Well, I have a friend named Judson who's a counselor, and he would ask, "Hey, dude, how is this like your life?" Well, that is in some ways the story of my journey in finding the work that I loved. And what I found was I watched as my wife, Mindy, my friend Frank, my friend Ed, they were walking along and doing things that they really loved and making progress. And I had to go, what's wrong with me? Why am I not doing that? And what I came to see was that over time, as I worked with some people who helped me, I could find the way forward in my career to the point where I feel like I'm the luckiest guy in the world because I get to do what I really love. But that's what I want for you. I want you to be able to walk the path and unlock what it takes for you to be on that path and make progress, because you are doing 3 key things. You've unlocked first your passion, and that's what we're going to talk about today. The second thing you've unlocked is your proficiencies. You know really what you're great at, and you get to do it more and more and more and lean into those proficiencies. And then the third thing will be unlocking your platform, understanding what it is that you can do and where you can do it so that you will make real progress. So as you go through this, I want you to encourage you just to take some notes and to step back. There's a friend of mine named Lori who once told me, I want to live my life, not have life live me. So part of what me coaching you right now is to help you intentionally live into the work that you can love. And what I believe it's a lie if you think you're not someone who can live into work you love. There's all these voices that say, well, really, I just have to do things I don't like until I retire. Well, that's just not true. If you're willing to have the courage to find the clarity to move forward doing what you do best. And so some people will say, well, can I make money doing that? Well, very possibly. But you first need to have the confidence to step into your gifts, to step into your passion, to step into that platform. So let me just draw that so we've got a visual of it. And one of my proficiencies is not drawing, so I will admit that right up front. So this is where we're going to go over the next 3 days. We are going to today talk about your passion. Then we're going to talk about your proficiencies. and then we are going to talk about your platform. Now, imagine if someone were to really lean into what they're passionate about, they're great at, and have a place to do it, wouldn't they really be in their zone or in their convergence point? And that is what I believe can happen in your life if you're willing to go on this journey. So grab a pen. We're going to talk today about passion. Now, you've probably heard, good things and bad things about passion. But really, when I am talking about passion, I want to talk about something that ignites you, that brings you life, that you have energy to do, and really you don't get tired doing it. You get fatigued when you work a hard day, but you don't find yourself going, can I keep doing this? You don't feel stuck doing it because you care. So like when I'm talking to you about passion, all I can tell you is I care that you really find what that is. And I know I've heard a lot of people tell me, well, Jeff, I don't know if I either have a passion or I don't know if I can find a passion. And having now worked with hundreds of people, many of whom have said that same thing, I believe you do, and I believe you can find it, and I believe if you really get clarity on it, it can make all the difference in you finding the work you love, in doing the work you love, and actually being successful doing it. So passion. I want to talk about 11 things, or 11 P's. They all begin with P, and that was intentional so I can remember them. 11 P's for you to really discover what is your passion. So as you listen to these, think about your own life and think, what is true of me? So the first P is your pleasure. The things that you do when you find yourself going, boy, I love doing this. And you can tell one of my passions is being out in the woods hiking, being with my dogs. But another passion of mine is coaching people and helping them see their potential. For other people, their pleasure is studying. They love researching. For somebody else, it's writing. For somebody else, it's organizing. For somebody else, they find great pleasure in working with children. But my first question to you is, what are you doing when you go, boy, I just love doing this? The second P is on the opposite end of the spectrum, and it's your pain. When you look at your story, you'll notice there are times in your life when you've experienced pain, when you've said, I want to stop doing this, this isn't fun. Well, for me, that was in my career when I found like I was working really hard and not making progress. So now I want to not do that and help others not do that. But what is it that you've experienced, whether it's been you've gone through a time of illness or you've had pain when you were young, and so now you're really passionate about children. Maybe you've had pain in relationships, and now you want to help relationships. But often it's in our pain that we find really what our calling is. You may have heard of C.S. Lewis. C.S. Lewis once said that God speaks to us in our pleasures, but he shouts to us in our pain. So as you think about what you might be passionate about, what is your pain? The third P is people. There's probably groups of people that you just get energy in life working with. Maybe it's teenagers. You love working with teenagers or junior hires. That wasn't my passion, but I found that there were some people who just had a passion for junior hires. Or you might want to work with executives, or you might want to work with scientists. But what is your people group that you find life working with? It could be leaders. The fourth is some people find their passion in place. Place meaning you love working and being in the city, or you love working around the ocean, or you love, like me, being in the mountains. But that is a sense of a passion about a geography, a passion about New Jersey, where I grew up. You could be passionate about New Jersey. I hope so. So then the fifth thing is presence. And what I'm talking about there is, where are you when you are fully present, fully alive there? You might find that people are most confident when they are fully present in the moment. And when you're somewhere else and you're thinking, man, I can't wait to be home because I'm in this cubicle, you're probably not fully present. There are two Greek words for time. One is the word chronos, which is how time kind of ticks by. But then there's also the word kairos. And kairos means the fullness of time. It's really God's time, where God is fully present. He's not in a rush. He's not in a hurry. And when you think about that, where are you when you are fully present? When time almost stands still because you are just there. So where are you when you're fully present? What are you doing? Number 7, the 7th P is your peace. What are you doing when you are fully at peace? And actually, I think I just skipped play. So let me go back. Number 6 is play. What are you doing? What are you doing that feels like play to you that may be more like work to other people? And that could be that you are creating videos. It could be that you are doing taxes. Some people love that. What are you doing that feels like play to you? So then number 7 is peace. Where are you when you are just fully at rest? You're not stressed, you're not trying, you're at peace. Where are you? What are you doing when that is? Number 8 is progress. What do you do that you sense that you've made progress in, that you've accomplished something in? And when you do that, you just have a sense of joy. It's like, I'm doing something meaningful. And that could be you're paving a driveway. It could mean you are helping somebody else by coaching them and they are making progress. But let me just ask you the question, what do you do when you feel like you are really making progress? Okay, number 9. Number 9 is powerful change. What do you want to powerfully change? In coaching people, and I lead people often on retreats, and I'll ask the question, let me just ask you, what bugs you? And at first they'll almost say, bugs me? And yeah, what just makes you mad? And then they'll get animated and they'll start to talk about something that bugs them that they wish were different. So as you're trying to say, what am I really passionate about? Ask yourself the question, what is the powerful change that I feel like I want in the world and maybe nobody else cares about? I mean, sometimes it's like, why aren't people getting upset about this? I sometimes ask, why don't more people want other people to discover and engage their greatest potential or their greatest purpose? And then I go, oh yeah, because that's what my calling is. And my hope is that other people will eventually rise up to that. But first, just let me ask you, what bugs you? What's the powerful change that you want? Number 10, what is priceless to you? And what I mean by that is, what would you do that you wouldn't need to get paid to do just because you love it? What are you doing? And maybe you're already doing it. You're volunteering and you could find a way to get paid to do it because you don't need to get paid. Maybe you could get paid. So that could be something that we could help you do. And number 11, finally, what is your purposeful revolution? What is it that if you could create a revolution in the world and something would be different because you were on this planet and God created you, what would that revolution be? What would never be the same because you lived? So go through those, take time to reflect on them, and maybe in one of them is the gold. But as you do that, my sense is that you will really discover, and when you get a hold on that, when you discover it and then you start saying, I'm going to do these things because I'm passionate, you will find you're making great progress and you're finding the work that you love. The next video will come tomorrow, and tomorrow we will talk about unlocking your proficiencies. I think that's going to be a really important thing, and it's different from anything you've ever done. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in today.